In the past couple of days, I've seen a lot of these videos pop up, and it's basically why I hate Pride. And at first, I was watching them with kind of like a expression, and then some points were raised, and I was like, and now it's got to the point where I'm making a whole video about it. As a disclaimer, I'm a bisexual man from the UK. I'm 28 years old, and this is how I think Pride Month is affecting LGBTQ people today. All of these opinions that I'm about to share are literally just that, you know, they're opinions. And honestly, I feel differently now than I have done in the past, and I'm just gonna jump in. Why does Pride Month suck? So I think the elephant in the room is the fact of the agenda of being gay is being pushed onto us so much by the media. As a bisexual man, all I wanted growing up was representation. You know, I wanted to look on the TV and see a sexual man that I could resonate with, and yeah. TV is amazing. There's so much bisexual representation now. I feel so grateful for this. This is a whole reason why I started this YouTube channel as well, to be like a bisexual voice. But I think that the governments and the media be so positive about LGBTQ stuff because they know that it's going to get votes. And I think the more like PC Pride has become, it's just become so corporate to the point now where last year, well, to the point now where Pride is just being completely hijacked by these big corporations who want to make money. It's like Coca-Cola waving a rainbow flag isn't doing anything for the planet. They're still destroying the planet. They're still taking water supplies. Like, rainbow crossings from the petroleum gas companies to be like, we love you this Pride. It's like, you only love us in Pride. What about after Pride? You know, what are you doing for queer people after Pride? So for me, it's coming from a disingenuous place a lot of the time with these corporations. I'm not going to celebrate the advertisement from HSBC of like a lesbian couple getting a mortgage like, we support you this Pride. It's like, no, babe. It's like, I want representation, but I want genuine representation, and I want companies to actually care, not pretend to care. So that's my first issue with Pride Month. My second issue with Pride Month is it seems to just be a bit of a charade. It seems to be a bit of a show. And listen, I'm all for being proud, and I think we should be proud, but just having it as the whole month, I just think is a lot. And it's also not really sticking true to the true nature of Pride, okay? Pride is a parade now, right? But back in the day, it was a protest. Like, go back to Stonewall, go back to the gay liberation movement, go back to trans women fighting on the streets, starting the, like, protests, and, you know, Marsha P. Johnson, all of that history behind it. It's so like, wow, this is empowering. And these people wanted Pride for us to have equal rights. Obviously, there are places in the world where it's hard to be gay, but generally speaking, I feel like we have a lot of these rights now that we wouldn't have dreamed of before. So I think if Pride should be anything, it should be looking back at the struggle that gay people have faced and just celebrate that, not this month long of like, we love the gays because it's Pride. Oh, get yourself a free McDonald's if you're gay. It's like, shut up. Shut up, I'm sorry. I started to have these thoughts last year. I went to London Pride, it was my second Pride. I'll put a picture of my outfit, Bi Men Exist, felt amazing, had amazing conversations, met amazing people. But it was so corporate. It was literally like, London Zoo supports Pride, BT supports Pride. It's like, why don't London Zoo support PETA and save the animals, and why don't British Petroleum support climate change scientists? Like, I was like, okay, whatever. And then it was just, everything was like cordoned off, everything was separate, like you had to queue to get to everything. And it was like, people were making money, and I was like, this isn't Pride, like this is like just people making money. And I think people are jumping on Pride, they're using the month, they're making money. And I'm all for like gay people, like get your bag sis, like get your money, your brand deal's great, but it's just becoming very diluted, it's becoming meaningless. It's actually making me the opposite of feeling like, oh, we're in an inclusive community. It feels like it's just something, it just feels very like put on a show, and it feels very fake, and it feels very false. And I think that if anything, it should be remembering, it should be like taking time, celebrating, but maybe not for a whole month. I know, controversial, call me crazy, but like, what is the point? Do these banks care about you? No. Do these big companies care about you? No. Are these companies going to stop talking about gay stuff next month? Yes. So, I don't know. I think you can have as many rainbow flags as you want and all this stuff, but it's just like, it just feels quite false to me. Another thing I think which is interesting, and this is different generation Alpha are going through this. I guess they're growing up in a time where being gay is really accepted and really like, you know, cool. But I don't know, like, I don't know about kids going to Pride. I'm seeing a lot of like fetish wear people and like people in like dog hoods and stuff, and like no judgments, you do you. But to bring that to Pride and then bring children to a Pride, I'm like, is it correlating? I don't know. And it's like, obviously I think kids should like learn stuff about gay people, whatever, but the fact that it's so, bring your kids to Pride, I don't know. It's just, I don't have a problem with it per se. Like, it's down to the parents to do what they want to do, but I just don't know if the two are like interlinked and whether they should be more interlinked. And I think the crazy thing is being gay and, you know, trans rights and things like this, it kind of really started in 2015, and before that it was very different. And I think nowadays the modern, like the newer generations love the labels and they cling to like, you know, I need this label. Whereas I remember a time when we had no labels, or that was the goal, to not have labels, to be like, okay, don't view me as gay, I'm just a person kind of vibe. And then now it's like, oh, your sexuality is your personality trait. And I just feel like, personally, I'm proud to be bisexual, I'm proud to be here doing what I'm doing, but there's so many other things to me other than my sexuality. And are straight people proud to be straight? Like, genuinely? So even though I am proud to be bisexual, I really don't want it to be the first thing people know about me. Like, there's so many more talents and skills and everything else I have before being like, I'm bisexual. And I just think sexuality is fluid anyway. I think everyone's slightly bisexual, period. That's just how I'm feeling. If anyone resonates with me, let me know. As I say, this is just a very random, unedited video, all views of my own. Like, I'm not trying to hate. As I said, I'm a bisexual man myself, but yeah, I just want to feel more, if this is genuinely a community, then I think it needs to be, I don't know, I just feel like Pride Month's a mess. And I'm a bisexual man, so this is just my thoughts and feelings. Let me know in the comments if you resonate, what your thoughts are. If you're also LGBTQ and you're like, Pride's getting a bit weird, tell me, so we are together. But I love you, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Mwah.